Well, hey everyone, it's Markus, and I am chatting in my jungle room again. I'm heading over to the US today where I'm speaking to Brendan B. Brown. He is, of course, from the epic band from the 90s, Wheatus. Brendan, hey, how are you?
Hello, Marcus. How are you?
I'm good. We were just saying before we started recording, it was a year ago that I chatted with you last and caught up with you at the show at the Gov in Adelaide.
Oh,
Um,
the Gov. Yeah,
yeah, and now you are coming back to Australia with the full band of Wheatus this time.
indeed. Yeah, we
Um,
finally have a chance to get back there with the full rock show.
Oh, it's going to be huge. And of course, you are celebrating 25 years of a kind of a bit of a known song, Teenage Dirtbag. 25 years, where did that time go?
I have no idea. Um, my back knows where it went. My lower back, you know?
Of course, from the self-titled album Wheatus, released back in 2000s now. And I mean, who would have thought 25 years, that song is just known generationally now.
Yeah, not me. I wouldn't have known. When I finished it, I kind of thought it would certainly be excluded from being any sort of a single because it was too long.
Yeah.
And it had this sort of allusion to violence in the middle with the gun lyric in the second verse, and then of course it had the character switch in the third. So I thought there's no way. I thought maybe if it could have a life as some sort of like novelty, like kitschy, weird, cult song. But I didn't imagine it going on to have more than nine lives. That's just crazy.
There's not many people in the world that wouldn't have sang that song at some point during their life. Young kids know it, the elderly know it. Everyone knows that song. Um, and so to celebrate, you are doing a tour. You are coming back to Australia, and it's not far away. It's January the 15th. You kick it off in Brisbane, and you're wrapping it up with New Zealand as well on the 28th of January in Wellington and
Mm.
all the other places in between, except for Adelaide. So us Adelaideans, we need to get our plane ticket or get in our cars and do a quick trip over to Melbourne. It's not too far. We can do it. Are you excited to come back to Australia?
Very much so. We're a Vegemite family. I should put it out first, and that's because all those years ago when we showed up there, we had heard of Vegemite, of course, from the classic Men at Work lyric. She just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. We didn't understand what that was. Even my father, I asked him what that was, and he said, I think it's like mustard, but it's not like mustard, is it? It's nothing like mustard. And I tried some the first time back then in the Christmas time of 2000, back then, Christmas 2000. And I was absolutely floored. In fact, it picked me up off the floor because I had had a few too many the night before, and it erased my hangover in moments. And so I thought, this not only tastes lovely, it's majestically medicinal as well. So converted once and forever to Vegemite and some Promite here and there. You can keep your Marmite. I'm not having that goo. Um, but yeah, and of course it was the first time we had a proper mango and the barramundi, and so on. So I really fell in love with the food and the just being there. We don't have parrots flying around in New York City. Well, there's a few, but it's a special weird little clique of parrots that are only in a few places in the city. But you guys have these
We,
beautiful galahs
um,
flying around, and of course the flying foxes are incredible. So just the wildlife and the food and it just being there, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
hey, can I be totally un-Australian? Going
Sure.
to your Vegemite, I do not like Vegemite.
Interview's over, mate. I'll see you.
But I'll tell you one other thing that I'm sure you've tried is our famous classic biscuits, the Tim Tam. Have you tried one of them?
Oh, yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Amazing, right?
So you've got to bite one end off and use it like a straw to suck through
Uh,
all of your tea.
yep.
Yeah. And I've done it with coffee as well. Depends on what kind of mood you're in, but mostly with tea.
You're
And that
practically
is,
Australian.
yeah, that's a snack. Oh, I'll say I have a confession to make. I don't like lamingtons.
That's okay, nor do I. The coconut gets stuck in my teeth.
It's a bit too dry for me. Too
Oh,
dry.
yeah,
Hmm.
no, I'm not the favorite there. for that either. Um,
No.
hey, so look, Teenage Dirtbag, the song, which is just infamous, not infamous, it's famous around the world. Who would have thought there was a celebrity TikTok experience with that song? Madonna, Gaga, Mark Ruffalo, Lil Nas, John Bon Jovi, even Chevy Chase. Were there any celebrities that you saw during that viral session that you were like, holy moly, how did
Well,
that?
they I mean, yeah, they just kept coming,
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe it. I was just bowled over. Madonna was incredible. But the one that really just sat me down in my chair for a long time was Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Um, when Quincy did it, I felt this sudden, almost like heavy, like joy, but responsibility at the same time. It's like, this is the man who made Thriller. This is a man whose record making craft is in my neurological like makeup. He shaped my nervous system in some permanent way, as did Angus Young. But I just felt, I need to say, like, I can't believe this person who's so important to the craft knows my song. I can't believe it, and I still can't get over that when I think about it, and I go, did that really happen? Because I've always maintained my feelings as a fan first and foremost. The spooky action at a distance that music is capable of is the kind of relationship that I prefer.
Yeah.
I have a few friends who make music, but if being perfectly honest, I was Angus for Halloween twice in the 80s, and I really would prefer to keep him there, in some ways, unless he needs me for something. Don't get me wrong, but I've twice had the opportunity to meet him, and I bailed because I didn't want to be
Yeah.
a dork, because I'll definitely fall apart. But you know what I mean? It's like I haven't been able to extract myself from that fandom feeling. It's not so much imposter syndrome as it is, I feel a bit of a trespasser sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I think we all do at various points. So, I mean,
Sure.
during your incredible career that has gone on for some good decades now, has there been somebody that you have met that you've been a little bit starstruck, a bit awkward around?
I made a fool of myself in front of Jeff Tate, the singer from Queensryche, very recently. Who else? Michael Stipe was very, very kind to me one time while I was at an awards show, and I was soothed by his aura and his calm. Geez, who else? Heidi Klum took us into her world a little bit back in the day, and she was really nice to us. I mean, I presented an award with Alicia Keys one time, and that was like, because she's one of my heroes, musical heroes, and so that was like a big deal. Yeah, what a just a songsmith she is. I've had occasion. I mean, the first time Wheatus ever played CBGB's, which was my second time ever playing that club. We opened for Joey Ramone and Ronnie Spector. Oh, wow. That was really cool. But I think that the crown of it all definitely goes to James Brown, who we opened for in Belgium in the summer of 2001. And it was a situation where there was 4 opening acts. Each of us had a floor to ourselves in this sort of apartment building that was right on adjacent to the square that we were playing, which was a city center in Belgium. And they had told us earlier that when James Brown gets here, you're all out, and he takes the whole building.
Oh, no way.
so we thought, okay, yes, okay, the Godfather is coming. So we of course, everyone was anticipating it, and I pretended to get stuck in the bathroom when they cleared the building. So I waited until I heard some commotion outside, and I carefully walked down the stairs with my knapsack, like, just minding my own business. And there he is coming in with his 2 security guards while I'm coming out. I said, "Hey, Mr. Brown, thank you very much for having us. Have a great show." And I kept walking, and he goes, "Yeah, man, you down with it?" I was like, yes, he spoke to me. It was one of those things, man. Like that was I think probably the best one. He was kind, and he took a moment to say hello to me, and he didn't know who I was. He didn't know I played that day. Maybe I don't know what he knew, but it was immensely inspiring just to see a guy like even acknowledge some little twerp in his dressing room.
Yeah, gosh, yeah. Hey, so with your career, the illustrious career that you have had and are still having so far, what is one of your favorite and most proudest achievements, do you think, in the industry?
Well, proudest achievements. We don't do set lists. We never do set lists. It's all request shows. We have a catalog, a repertoire that draws from the catalog of about 54 of the 80 or so titles, and we just rehearse them enough to be able to whip them out when somebody says they want to hear them. And we're building back up to having the whole pre-pandemic. We had the whole catalog in the tin, but long story short, what happened to our live touring technology during the pandemic was nothing short of devastating. We really had to start over afterwards. Yeah. And we've built back up to I'd say about 2/3 of the catalog at this point that we could whip out at the drop of a hat if anybody screamed it from the audience. So that's how we do things these days on our headlining show. And the tour that we're about to do is going to be this 25th anniversary tour where we're guaranteed to play the entire first record, but that wouldn't make up the 22 or 25 songs in the entire set. So whatever else you call, we're going to do it. No two shows will be the same. That's a guarantee. And you'll get the set list that you want, not the one that we've prepared for you.
So are you going to do the Wheatus album in order?
No.
Okay.
We've never done that. I find that a little bit like meh, if you want it that way, you can listen to it on the CD or on Spotify or whatever, But when we have a live show, we want the energy of the crowd to determine what happens next, and not so much this sort of like dictatorship where we're telling everybody how it's going to go and all that stuff. I don't want that. I want people to get with the show that they want that day, and you don't know what kind of a mood the audience is in. They could have had a bad day, they could have had a good day, they could be tired, they could be drunk, they could be stone sober and really excited. It doesn't matter. You have to listen to them. You have to find out first before you go ahead and start sounding off, as it were. So yeah, you get involved with the conversation while we're setting up our gear. I'm walking around asking people in the front row, what's the first song, what's the second song, what do you want to hear, what do you think we should play tonight, all that stuff. And we go from there.
You are very personal, and I noticed that obviously last year when you were here, that you do very much interact with the crowd, and that makes you 100% engaging, to your fans. So credit to you guys, definitely.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's much more fun to have a conversation than to have a show.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, so apart from Vegemite and apart from Tim Tams, when you get to Australia, what are some other things that you're looking forward to doing with any small bit of downtime you might have?
I'm gonna fill myself with some barramundi.
Yep.
I'm going to head down to the beach, whichever one we find ourselves at. I'm not sure where the time off is going to be yet, but I did swim in the Indian Ocean last time we were on the West Coast, Western Australia, Perth, Scarborough, and that was really lovely. If we can, I'll pop off to Bond's grave one more time. Been there a few. And I think we currently just started talking about this, but I might spend a little bit of time down there after the tour just to hang out a bit because it's such a lovely place to be. And I'm in no rush to get back to New York City in February. I don't know if you've been here during that time.
Freezing. Yeah. I think that you chose this tour very carefully because obviously you're coming over to our gorgeous summer that we're going to be having. So if you are
best in the world
longer, maybe you should just zip over to Adelaide for a dirty weekend.
A little dirty Adelaide, hey?
Yeah,
I will say, last time we were in Adelaide, I was absolutely stunned by the sunset. what a beautiful, you got the hill there,
Yeah.
and it's such a pretty city. It gets a lot of shit. Remember Eric Bana doing Chopper doing the weather.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's a lovely place, and I forget the name of the spot where I had this beautiful noodles and veggies, and I just sat outside watching this sunset, and I thought, what a lucky devil I am, man. This is crazy. Can't believe this. They can't believe they pay me to do this shit.
That was an
Yeah,
amazing tour. That show was just spectacular, the one that I saw. So yeah, again, congratulations.
yeah, man.
Brendan B. Brown, everyone, from Wheatus. Wheatus are doing the tour around Australia, kicking off January 15, right through to January 28 in New Zealand. Get on board. I'm going to put the link for the tickets in this post. Brendan, much congratulations on all the incredible success that you've had and this wave that just continues to just, take you far. And Australia loves you, so keep on coming back. All right.
Thank you, Marcus. We shall return. Thank you for having us yet again. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Enjoy that flight.
Yeah, right. You got to send me a homework assignment, man. I'm not going to make it.